Well, the conflict in Israel having a major impact on the supply chain, with several shipping companies now rerouting to avoid the Red Sea. Nearly a dozen companies, many of them oil firms, are now sending their ships around Africa instead of the much shorter passage through the Suez Canal. That's because of mounting attacks by Houthi rebels on ships in that area. The latest, a drone attack on a cargo ship in the Red Sea. Let's bring in correspondent Kelly Meyer, who is live from the White House. Kelly, how is the Pentagon responding?
Well, we also heard from Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin in Israel today, calling the attacks, quote, reckless, and that the U.S. is working to, quote, address the issue through an international coalition. He says we're watching for a potential announcement of a new task force to protect those shipping companies from Houthi attacks. That announcement could come as early as tomorrow. But as we said, Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin in Israel today pushing to lower the intensity of Israel's Gaza offensive. But his visit to the Middle East comes as attacks by Iran-backed groups are escalating, both in the Red Sea against commercial ships and against U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria. Now, over the weekend, a U.S. Navy destroyer shot down 14 one-way attack drones from Houthi-controlled areas of Yemen. The drones were shot down with no damage to the ships in the area or reported injuries. This was just the latest in a series of attacks, but marks a significant escalation. And in the last 24 hours, we've seen, as you said, nearly a dozen major shipping companies stopping using the Red Sea route due to increased attacks by these Iran-backed Houthi forces over the last month. We saw in late November this footage released by Yemen's Houthis of armed men dropping from a helicopter, seizing a cargo ship. One shipping company stopping their trips through the Red Sea, saying, quote, the situation is further deteriorating and concern of safety is increasing. This impacting one of the major global shipping routes, impacting the flow of oil, grain, and consumer goods. The redirection of hundreds of shipping vessels will be costly, timely, and raising prices overall, as the longer routes will require more fuel. And reports now the Pentagon could be weighing striking back against Houthi positions in Yemen to deter them from impacting international trade, countering their attacks. A U.S. Navy official wouldn't confirm the future operations of U.S. Navy ships or locations of the deployed units. And today in Israel, the defense secretary had this to say.
These attacks are reckless, dangerous, and they violate international law. And so we're taking action to build an international coalition to address this threat. And I would remind you that this is not just a U.S. issue. This is an international problem, and it deserves an international response.
The Biden administration has been reluctant to respond militarily against the Houthi attacks on commercial shipping in recent weeks for fear of provoking Iran. The White House has said over and over that they do not want to see this conflict between Israel and Hamas widen, but the continued escalation, including attacks on U.S. forces, could force Biden's hand. And when I spoke to Pentagon Press Secretary Major General Pat Ryder, who is traveling with the Secretary of Defense, he said that they didn't have anything new to provide in terms of a response to the attacks or any future movements. Nichole.
All right, Kelly Meyer live for us there at the White House. Thank you. Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.